Welcome back to the channel, my fellow Days of Our Lives addicts. We need to talk about the massive spoilers dropping for Tuesday, June 16, because this episode is going to be a total game changer for several major storylines. I am looking at these notes, and my jaw is practically on the floor. We have a summer getaway that turns into an absolute nightmare. A legendary rivalry reigniting in the most explosive way possible, and a marriage that is officially taking its last desperate breath. So, let's not waste any time and jump straight into the deep end. Let's start with the younger crowd, because what is supposed to be a fun, relaxing summer trip is about to turn into a full-blown medical emergency. We know that Sarah Horton recently offered up the Horton family cabin to Holly Jonas and Arianna Horton. The goal was simple: get the girls out of Salem, let them breathe, and lift their spirits after all the recent drama. Naturally, they decide to make a whole trip out of it, bringing along Tate Black and Aaron Greene. On paper, it sounds like the perfect teen summer getaway. Roasting marshmallows, hanging out by the lake, just being normal kids for once. But let's be real for a second. This is the Horton cabin we are talking about. Has anything good ever actually happened at that cabin? I swear that piece of real estate is completely cursed. Historically speaking, the Horton cabin is where people go to get kidnapped, held hostage, or almost burned alive. Remember when Ben and Sierra had their terrifying cabin moments? Or the endless drama with Chad and Abigail out in the woods? You do not go to the Horton cabin for a peaceful vacation. And true to Salem form, this trip is doomed from the start. The spoilers reveal that after having a blast for a little while, everything goes completely downhill when Holly Jonas suddenly collapses right by the campfire. Boom. Just drops to the ground. Can you even imagine the sheer panic? Tate is going to lose his absolute mind. Tate has this massive hero complex, much like his father Brady, and seeing his girlfriend just collapse in the middle of nowhere is going to shatter him. But the real question we have to ask ourselves is, why does Holly collapse? I have a massive theory about this, and it all connects back to the broader Salem canvas. We know that there is a lethal batch of tainted drugs circulating through the town right now. Sarah and Brady have been desperately investigating Demera Pharmaceuticals ever since Destiny tragically died from a suspected overdose. What if Holly somehow ingested something toxic? We know she has a history of making impulsive decisions. Or, even more terrifying, what if this isn't accidental at all? What if this is somehow connected to the hit Kristen Demera put out? We know Sophia Choi was involved in Kristen's messy web before she allegedly died in the river. Could Holly be collateral damage in a much larger, darker Demera conspiracy? A lot of fans think Holly just has a simple medical issue, but I actually think she's been poisoned by the tainted drug supply. This is going to send her mother, Nicole, into an absolute tailspin when she finds out. Now, let's pivot from the woods back to the heart of Salem, because we have a legendary showdown brewing. On Tuesday, Kate Roberts Brady and Marlena Evans are going to have a fierce, screaming face-off, and I am so here for it. If you have been watching this show as long as I have, you know that Kate and Marlena's rivalry is iconic. These two women have been trading insults and slapping each other across the face for decades, and the bad blood is boiling over once again. Here is the setup. Marlena recently gave Xander Kyriakis a harsh ultimatum regarding his behavior. That ultimatum backed Xander into a corner, which forced him to pressure Kate. Because of that pressure, Kate felt she had absolutely no choice but to finally come clean to Roman Brady about her involvement in the Johnny Demera lawsuit trap. And let me tell you, that confession completely blew up Kate and Roman's marriage. Roman had literally just apologized to Kate, humbly admitting he was wrong to doubt her, only for Kate to look him in the eye and admit she had been lying to his face the entire time. So, whose fault is this? In Kate's twisted, narcissistic mind, this is entirely Marlena's fault. Kate is furious and holds Marlena completely responsible for ruining her marriage. But I have to give my personal opinion here. I think Kate is being absolutely ridiculous. This is classic Kate Roberts behavior. She makes a terrible, scheming decision, lies to the man she loves, gets caught, and then violently points the finger at the nearest convenient target. Marlena is just the therapist who pushed Xander to be a better person. Marlena will rightly point out that Kate is the only one to blame for lying to Roman. I am 100% Team Marlena on this one. Kate constantly self-sabotages her own happiness because she cannot stop scheming. Roman is a good, honest man, and he has put up with so much of Kate's nonsense over the years. Is this the final straw for Roman? I actually think it might be. There is only so much betrayal one man can take, even a saint like Roman Brady. And speaking of relationships completely falling apart, we have to talk about the devastating, heartbreaking situation between Alex Kyriakis, Stephanie Johnson, and Joy Wesley. This storyline is giving me absolute chills right now. Joy has just delivered a brutal, non-negotiable ultimatum to Alex. She will not press criminal charges against Stephanie for the shooting incident, but only on one condition. Alex must keep Stephanie completely away from baby Kelsey. Joy believes Stephanie is a massive danger to her child. And honestly, Joy is right. Let's not forget what just happened. Stephanie, fueled by jealousy, trauma, and Ambien, pulled a loaded gun and fired it at Joy. She could have killed her. She could have orphaned that baby. So Joy, standing her ground and banning Stephanie from Kelsey's life, is the most rational thing any mother could do. Alex is completely panicked and seeks emergency advice from Kayla Johnson on Tuesday. Now, put yourself in Kayla's shoes for a second. That is her daughter who is facing criminal charges and losing her mind. But Kayla is also a medical professional and a deeply rational woman. When Alex explains Joy's ultimatum, Kayla actually understands why Joy is making this demand. Kayla knows that Stephanie is suffering from severe PTSD from the Owen Kent kidnapping, and she knows her daughter is completely unhinged right now. Kayla tells Alex that Joy just needs time to get past the trauma of almost being murdered in cold blood. But the most tragic part of this entire episode is Stephanie's reaction. You would think Stephanie would fight this, right? You would think she would scream and cry about being pushed out of her husband's life. But she doesn't. When Stephanie gets the news that she is banned from being anywhere near Kelsey, she actually agrees. She admits that it is for the best because she doesn't even trust herself anymore. That right there, that is rock bottom. Stephanie Johnson is a shell of the confident, successful PR executive she used to be. She is an emotional wreck, constantly replaying the horror of pulling that trigger in her mind. I think this is the official, undeniable end of Alex and Stephanie's marriage. There is simply no coming back from this. Alex has massive abandonment issues stemming from his biological mother, Angelica Devereaux. He is never, ever going to risk losing his daughter. If he has to choose between a deeply unstable Stephanie and his innocent baby girl, he is going to choose Kelsey every single time. And honestly, this is going to push Alex and Joy so much closer together. Mark my words, by the end of the summer, Alex and Joy are going to be a full-fledged couple, and Stephanie is going to be spending her days in a psychiatric facility trying to piece her shattered mind back together. It is just mind-blowing how fast everything changes in Salem. We have teenagers fighting for their lives in the woods, legacy characters tearing each other to shreds over lies and deceit, and young marriages collapsing under the weight of guns and secret babies. I cannot wait to see how all of this plays out on screen. What do you guys think? Is Holly's collapse related to the tainted drugs, or is it something even more sinister? Are you Team Kate or Team Marlena in this epic feud? And do you think Stephanie and Alex are officially done forever? Let me know all your thoughts, theories, and predictions down in the comments below. I love reading your takes. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update, and I will see you guys in the next video for more Days of Our Lives madness.